Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. I don't think many Newcastle United fans have been looking forward to a cup draw more than this one. The quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup draw will be live in the next few minutes or so as Newcastle United are in the quarterfinals. They could face a League One side, but probably going to take on a Premier League side. We'll get all the numbers. We'll get all the teams that it could be this evening. Get your comments in. Who do you want to see Newcastle face? I'm guessing most people are going to say Charlton at home. But if it's not Charlton, if you had to pick a Premier League team, who would you want and why? Tell us in the comments. We'll get the best ones out throughout the stream. We have Carl, we have Lee also here with us tonight for reaction to the quarterfinal draw. Right, let's get the numbers ready for this draw because it is really, really interesting, okay? Let's get Newcastle United's number out there. Newcastle are number 4. They are the Sven Botman of this Carabao Cup draw. Everyone be thinking, what number are Charlton Athletic? Charlton are number 1.
Yeah,
so
everyone's asking for Charlton. Yeah.
So it's easy. If Newcastle get number 1 in the draw, it is Charlton Athletic. The number to avoid, Carl, is number 8. Who are number 8?
Manchester City?
Manchester City are number 8. Carl, they are the team to avoid, aren't they?
Oh, massively. Look, great game that we've just watched. And we had the conversation. I think we were all in probably the same contention that we'd take Liverpool at home, probably, if we had to, out of those two. Yeah, Man City just looked on another level, didn't they? That finish from Riyad Mahrez as well. Looked quick on the break. Definitely don't want them anywhere near. But this would be the best time that we could play them, I think. So if it has to be them, I still believe we've got a chance. But yeah, I'm with everyone else. Charlton all the way.
Yeah, right. These are the numbers for the Carabao Cup draw. Number 1 is Charlton. Please, Charlton, please.
John Joe Shelby derby.
The John Joe Shelby derby. Number 2 is Leicester. James Maddison. Is he going to be in a Leicester top or a Newcastle top league? What do you think?
I think it's cup tied, isn't he?
I've just come from trying to get the deal done.
Peaky Blinders, agent, who knows?
The Peaky Blinders. I'll take Leicester home and away.
Yeah. Number 3, Martin Dubravka's Manchester United, Carl. Would you fancy? I'd fancy Man United at St. James's.
Yeah. If Dubravka's in goal as well, no disrespect to him.
No, he can't play,
I think he'd shit himself, wouldn't he? Of course he couldn't. But yeah, I'd be quite confident with Manchester United.
He had a shocker last night.
He did have a shocker. Get in the comments, did you watch Martin Dubravka's performance against Manchester United? And what are your thoughts and opinions? Me and Carl were having a little bit of a conversation beforehand about Martin Dubravka. You know, is it a bit of a shit house about the way it's kind of gone out with Martin Dubravka since he's left Newcastle to join Man United? Or do you feel sorry for him because Nick Pope has come in and done so well, he wasn't going to play? You know, he wanted to play football, but he's sitting on the bench at Man United. Tell us what you think of that. Number 4, as I've mentioned, get this written down. Number 4 on Newcastle United. The Sven Botman number. There you go. That's the easiest way to remember. They are on Newcastle United, number 4. Number 5, Nottingham Forest. Now, of course, we've beaten Nottingham Forest so far already this season. Lee, first game of the season at St. James's Park. Lovely weather, lovely day. And Newcastle got 3 points. You'd fancy Forest home or away?
Take either. That'll be a great draw. If it's a away draw, obviously we'll play them. Because when do we play Forest away in the league?
Hooters.
You're desperate to get there, aren't you?
Carl is happily in a happy relationship.
He's in a happy relationship, but I don't think he's getting any action from what it sounds
Johnny,
like.
if we're going to Forest, if we get Forest away, we're going to Hooters.
That's all he's kept saying.
I'm not even going to deny it. I'm not even going to deny it.
Do you on the sofa then eating this?
Yeah, she's watching as well.
Forest home and away, I'll take it. Forest away though, because when do we play them in league away?
I think it's like March or something.
So maybe 2 times because they've got you've got the cricket ground next door, you've got the Notts County ground, you've got the famous McDonald's. Remember, old member Paul had a rant outside City Ground a few years ago that went viral. So let's hope we're not ranting this time around.
Carl, it is the Sammy Amiobi derby or the Jack Colback derby.
Yeah.
Or the Steve Stone derby.
All of the above.
All of the above.
He's just not eating one.
No, exactly. You would fancy Forest though, wouldn't you? You would like Forest, wouldn't you? Out the
Yeah,
teams that are left.
not going to grumble against getting Forest at all. It's mad that we're the second favourites to win this anyway, as it stands. So
I'll get the betting in a second.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with about everyone, other than worrying about Manchester City, obviously. But I think we've got a real good chance of progressing regardless.
Yeah, it'd be really, really interesting. Number 6 are the Saints. Southampton. Me and Lee were at Southampton just last month, and Newcastle won by 4-1. They've changed manager since then. Nathan Jones has left Luton to join Southampton. They got through against Lincoln. Yeah, it's a long journey, but you would fancy your chances either home or away against a Southampton side who, let's be honest, they're not the best outfit, but if Newcastle played the strongest 11, which they did against Bournemouth, you would fancy their chances against Southampton, Lee.
Definitely, I think the manager's a downgrade. I think Nathan Jones.
Not rate him at all.
Nah, because he's done well at Luton. Then he left Luton, didn't do that well, did he? And now he's landed himself a job in the Premier League, so he must be like thinking, God, look, his stars are in the net. I worry about Southampton in the league. I think that could be a team that could slip. And that would be fucking wonderful for the way it travels.
What do you think about this one, Carl? Because Southampton potentially, like I say, we're talking about all these potentials, if, buts, and maybes. There's not many teams left. It's mint. It's class, isn't it? Imagine a semi-final draw. But yeah, Southampton. Look, Nathan Jones. He couldn't have turned down the Southampton job. He can't. He had to take that job. Considering no disrespect to Luton, but he had to take that job.
Definitely.
So, does a Nathan Jones Southampton scare you more than a Ralph Hasenhüttl Southampton?
Yeah, because obviously you're always going to have fresh ideas, and we went down to Southampton and under Hasenhüttl beat them twice. Bruno got his first goal for Newcastle against them. If I'm not mistaken, I was there. We were there, weren't we? Just trying to remember.
You and your brother hugged.
That was that 3 away days and
it was
8 days, wasn't it?
Something like that. It was mental.
So if there's a time that I would be more worried, it would be now because of fresh ideas. But I'm not overly concerned, if I'm honest.
No. Number 7, Wolverhampton won, just beat Gillingham by 2 goals. Now they've got a new manager now, Julian Lopetegui, who former Real Madrid and Spain manager. Carl
didn't last long in Spain, did he?
No, he didn't. That was an interesting end, shall we say. Google it. I'm a little bit wary of Wolves, I have to be honest. I wouldn't want them away because of the new manager bounce and the fact that it looks like he's going to get a little bit of money to spend as well. Now, I still think Newcastle can beat Wolves home or away, but I wouldn't want to be desperately going, I'll have Wolves home or away. I would kind of want to stay away from that. Do you agree, disagree? What do you think, Colin?
No, I do agree because, it's always a difficult fixture against Wolves, to be fair. It's there's never a huge scoring event. It's always very difficult. It's always very end-to-end. And they almost seem like a bit of a what's the word? Like a nemesis.
A nuisance.
They are a nuisance, and I do agree. They're one banana skin in terms of Premier League clubs. I think that we're by far the better team, but they're just someone we always struggle to get a result against. Yeah, so I definitely wouldn't want that in the League Cup when we're going for Wembley.
Wembley. We're the famous Newcastle United. We're off to Wembley, maybe. Is the only good thing that the fact that Wolves are in the bottom 3 right now, and Premier League survival is paramount for any team in the Premier League, that the League Cup could be an unwelcome distraction for them.
Nah, because that was us 12 months ago. Me and you are very much, we want a cup run. So I think winning breeds confidence, and I think if a team like Southampton or even Wolves you mentioned are struggling and they're going far in the competition, it could be that little bit of boost that they need just to keep this season not alive, but some bit of positivity. And obviously Lopetegui's come in, and I expect probably Wolves to pull away a little bit because he's got a great CV. But just on the screen, I've got all the numbers on there as well, so you can see all the numbers everyone else at home when you were reading them as well. Yeah,
number 8. Fingers crossed we don't get this one. It is Manchester City. They've just beaten Liverpool by 3-2. Erling Haaland took 9 minutes to get his scoring chart extended. It's a fantastic goal, actually, to be honest. It really was a really good finish to put Manchester City 1. The Liverpool equalised through Carvalho. Don't say that too loud because he scored against Newcastle. Yeah, he equalised for Liverpool. City went back ahead just after half-time. We had Morris' fantastic goal. Carl even went, ooh, great touch. Yeah, it was great touch, great finish, made it 2-1.
Sean's asking, when is the quarter-final?
the quarterfinals the week commencing the 9th of January.
There you go, Sean.
Actually, yes, the 9th of January. So it's just after the Sheffield Wednesday. It's between Sheffield Wednesday and Fulham.
So we'll have 2 back-to-back cup games in 2 different competitions.
That's still mental, that.
Pinch, like, let me just do me.
I feel like I'm in a
Pinch myself.
twilight zone. I genuinely do. It's just nuts, isn't it?
It's absolutely nuts. But yeah, City went 2-1 up through Mahrez. Took Liverpool about a minute to equalise through Mo Salah from a Nunez pass. So that was 2-2. But who had Nathan Ake as the winner? Come on, put your hands up. Nobody did. Nathan Ake header from De Bruyne cross, I believe it was, and it was 3-2 to Man City in the end. So the holders, Liverpool, who beat Chelsea last season on penalties, are out. Let's talk a little bit about Newcastle Bournemouth, gents, before this draw starts. Carl, very, very strong team that Eddie Howe put out. So he's very much taken this competition very seriously. I think he's going to go very, very strong from now until the end of our cup run, whether we win it or not.
Definitely. I think we had a brief mention in it in the last word. I think we'd all be naive to not think now that he's got one eye on the top 4, or at least European football in general. And this is obviously another avenue for that as well. So I think that's one of the main reasons that he'll be playing a full strength squad throughout it. And obviously we want to bring silverware back to Newcastle, but it's like I said, the Bournemouth game wasn't the best game to watch, but he did well to get the job done. Tactically, I thought we were great, made the decisions and substitutions when he needed to. And we're just building back to a point of getting back to the strength we were at before the World Cup. So it's I don't expect to see many changes in any games moving forward at the moment, which means we definitely need to strengthen in January. Definitely.
We certainly do. We might mention a certain player that plays for Leicester, maybe, that we could ask to strengthen Newcastle United. But Lee, I have to ask you, actually, if you can like this video, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. I should mention that. Please like this video, subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, because we will be at the quarterfinal. Doesn't matter who it is, we will be there. I promise you that for sure. Get in your comments as well. We'll get some comments read out before the draw starts. It's coming up very, very soon about who you actually want. If it is Charlton, tell us why it's Charlton. If it's a Premier League team, tell us why. Who do you want to avoid as well? But Lee, Sven Botman was outstanding against Bournemouth on Tuesday night. Do you think he's the player of the season for Newcastle United right now? No. Tell me who it is.
I think it's Miggy. I know he wasn't.
You can't argue. It's difficult.
It is, because do you know what it is? It's a good conversation to have because there's so many positives. I know Miggy should have scored a couple of nights ago, but he's came from, I wouldn't say nowhere, but ever really since that Jack Grealish comment, he's just gone on another level. It's just a shame he's Paraguayan, because he could have carried on that form at the World Cup. I'm quite pleased he didn't go to the World Cup because he's fresh and he's ours. And I think it's got to be Miggy, but I think there's plenty of contenders who are player of the season.
Yes.
But to your question, Botman was brilliant again.
He was brilliant. Just a recap on the numbers as well, by the way. Lee will try and get them on his screen, his computer screen as well for you. Charlton number 1, Leicester number 2, Manchester United number 3, Newcastle. Get that in your diaries. Newcastle number 4 in the draw. Number 5 is, who was number 5? I forgot. Nottingham Forest was number 5. Number 6 is Southampton. Number 7, Wolverhampton Wanderers. And number 8 were tonight's winners, Manchester City. So you can see that on your screen right now of all the numbers. Remember, Newcastle United at number 4. We've talked about Newcastle's number 4 and Sven Botman, Carl, but the man that really made a big difference, in my opinion, kind of going forward. What was that? Sorry.
Josh,
what's he saying?
Get that in your diaries, laugh out loud. It's coming up in a minute.
Do you know, I hate him, I actually hate him. I love you really, but come on. Number 4, get that in your notebook. Yeah, I thought a player that actually made a real difference for Newcastle going forward when I actually watched the game back was Callum Wilson. He did have actually more chances that we made out in the last word. He had, a header over the crossbar, done a lot to win the own goal from Adam Smith, had the offside goal disallowed. It just beggars belief why Gareth Southgate didn't trust him a little bit more.
I think it's just scared of change, I guess, with regards to Harry Kane. He was always assuming that Harry Kane was going to get everything that we needed to get done. And like I said that prior to the World Cup, that Callum Wilson offers a lot more, and I mean that without the Newcastle tinted glasses on. I believe there's more to his game. He's good off the ball. He works the channels where he's got a fantastic touch. He can play with his back to goal and in front of goal. I know Harry Kane is arguably world class, but I just feel that Callum Wilson has more to his game. I'm not saying he's better than Harry Kane by any stretch of the imagination. I just think he's a more versatile centre forward, and fantastic that he's ours. And I've not managed to watch the game back, so I can't comment on any more than what I said in the last word. I didn't feel like he was as effective, but if you've watched it back, and that it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the former Bournemouth man, I thought when you look back now, and I would highly recommend watching the highlights back on Newcastle United's official YouTube channel as well, because it was actually really interesting to watch it back, because we actually had more chances. I know it was funny to say this, but we actually controlled the game when you look at the highlights, but obviously when you're there watching it live, it's a little bit different. But
I'm sure somebody said that we had like 17 shots. I was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, let's just check the stats before.
I couldn't believe it.
It's mental. Absolutely mental. Lee, let's get a few comments out. So if you can read some out, and we'll have a little bit of debate.
I'm trying to keep up because it's nearly 700 of us.
Yeah, please like this video.
700.
We're in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel as well. We are so close to this draw. Lee, tell us a few comments. Who do people want in the draw?
A lot of people are asking when is the draw. It is coming up. We've got it live. We can't obviously broadcast it because we got hit with a massive copyright, but we will be putting it on screen as best we can. So stay tuned. It is coming up. It should be before 10:30. We're just waiting for all the legality.
Sky are actually on a break at the minute, so it might
be just after the break. If not, it'll be just after 10:30. But we'll put it on screen so we can see who's got who. Let's have a look. A lot of people saying Charlton fans in the comments as well. They would love Newcastle for an away day. Okay. For fans coming up, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't know about drinking on a Tuesday night, mind that,
Or drinking on a school night, you've never done that?
There's no Hooters up here. Not yet.
We can set something up, do like a pop-up Hooters. Something like that.
We could do.
I'll leave you to it.
You're the main attraction.
Okay, there we go.
Mag Debate says he's got a good feeling that it's Leicester. He doesn't know why. It'll be interesting. Newcastle win the cup, says Alfredo.
Oh, Alfredo. Love that comment. Absolutely love that comment. Look, it is nearly there, this draw. I think, look, it's the last little thing before Christmas for Newcastle United fans, who Newcastle want. It's been a fantastic year so far, Carl. Charlton at home or away would be the cherry on top of the cake, wouldn't it, for 2022 for Newcastle United fans?
Definitely. I said after the Bournemouth game, these 2 days waiting up until now, because it being the last kind of bit before Christmas was going to take a long time. And thankfully, it's actually flown by quite quickly. But I am like a kid at Christmas waiting to see who we're going to get. And it's just such a real positive city to be in at the moment. The North East in general, waiting for a Carabao Cup draw on a Thursday night just before Christmas with a view to us actually potentially going to Wembley. Who the hell thought we were going to be saying that like 12, 24 months ago? Exactly.
It's absolutely bizarre. It's bizarre to be even talking about this. You'd be asking yourselves, Johnny, who's doing the draw tonight? Well, it's the former Newcastle United legend, and he's the third in the all-time appearance record for Newcastle United. It is Shay Given, former Manchester City goalkeeper as well. That's why he's probably at the Etihad tonight because of this game against Liverpool. But yeah, he'll be doing the draw.
Innocent picture of Shay Given.
Yeah, there's a picture. We've got loads of pictures of Shay Given around. Yeah, so yeah, Shay, if you can do us a favour, Shay, I'm talking to you. Camera to camera.
Good with your hands, mate.
Charlton at home would be lovely, or any team bar Man City at home would be pretty good. So,
what's that? Number one. Yeah.
Number one, get the hot and cold balls and all that. Remember that used to be the rumour, didn't it, with the FA Cup with Man United always getting easy draws and all that. But yeah, we are very, very close to this draw as well. Again, quick recap for people that are just watching the stream. We have got absolutely loads of people watching this stream right now.
57.
Well, there you go. We'll get the numbers back up for everybody. Number 1, Charlton Athletic. Fingers crossed. Number 2, Leicester City. James Maddison in a Newcastle shirt. Number 3, Manchester United. Number 4 is Newcastle United. Number 5. Oh, sorry, someone's just pointed something there. Number 5. I keep forgetting who number 5 are. Nottingham Forest. Sorry, Nottingham Forest fans, if you're watching.
I mean, I'm like, I can't remember either.
Number 5, Nottingham Forest. Number 6 is Southampton. Number 7, Wolverhampton Wanderers. And number 8, Manchester City. And it's still obviously one of those things. Again, Have we got any more comments there as we're very, very close to this draw?
Yeah, a lot of people are getting a bit agitated about the draw. Look, it's coming up. So we cannot control that. I think it's going to be.
You work for the company.
What Carabao or the EFL? Definitely don't. So I've put with full screen, so I'll fix that in a second. But
if you haven't already, by the way, smash that subscribe button and the like button. If
we've
you've
got over 1,000 people watching right now, so please hit that like, as Carl says, subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. On the road to 40,000 subscribers. Look, it's just honestly one of those things you just want to kind of. It's like an itch. You just want to find out what's happening and just get it over and done with. But Manchester City is the obvious one, Lee, that nobody wants. Nobody wants. Like, I don't even think Charlton would want Manchester City, to be honest with you. If there's anybody else that you don't want in this draw, bar Man City, who would it be? And why?
Well, you don't want Man U at Old Trafford because we've got an awful record there. Not scared of it. But ideally, you probably don't want the two Manchester clubs that can draw each other. That would be wonderful. However, the other motto is, if you want to look at it positively, you've got to beat the best to be the best.
Can Newcastle beat Manchester City, Carl?
Yeah, I do.
I worry. It's still two legs, isn't it, in the semis?
Yeah.
I don't fancy that against City. In a one-off game.
Quarter-final.
They've got more experience in the final. That's what worries us.
Yeah.
I don't fancy us over two games.
Fair enough.
In the semis.
The way we performed against them towards the start of the season, I think we're a better side than we were then, to be honest. And I think if we had the team, the mentality that we have now and the organisation that we have now, and they played back then, I don't think we would have conceded those goals. I really don't. I think we would have been able to see the game out. So, I fancy us against. I know this is ridiculous, but yeah, we'll smash them. We'll smash them.
For Newcastle fans watching right now, depending on who we get, depends on the type of allocation we get. So Charlton, for example, had let Brighton have 6,000 tickets. So if you are a Newcastle United fan that wants to go and watch a cup game, Charlton could be a good chance. 6,000 fans potentially. There's a few people nodding their heads on this table saying they wouldn't mind that. Burnley were at Old Trafford yesterday. 7,500 Burnley fans were in Old Trafford. So if you fancy going to Old Trafford, that could be a potential as well. Nottingham Forest, I would say around about 2,000 to 3,000 as well. Southampton, maybe about the same, maybe a touch more. They gave us a bit more of the ground. There's a couple of funny comments at least just seen there.
Sam trying to promote
the Green with the Mulner show.
Yeah.
We have got 1,300 people watching this stream. We are so close to this draw. I'm going to recap the numbers again because we've literally doubles every single time. So I do apologise.
Got a donation. So I'll read this out.
Get the donation out first and then we'll do the numbers.
So our very own Steve donating his own money to the channel. Soccer Steve, Strasbourg Steve says, I don't want Charlton.
What?
Yeah, well,
Steve.
Has anybody seen Steve's World Cup?
Exactly.
Would rather lose to a Premier League side than a League One side. You've got different mentality to us. Cambridge United, anybody? Question mark. I want Man City at home, knock them out before the semis. I get the Manchester City bit.
Yeah, he's a brave man. He's a brave man. Number 1, Charlton Athletic. Number 2, Leicester City. Number 3, Manchester United. Number 4, the best team in the world, Newcastle United. Number 5, I remembered at this time, it's Nottingham Forest. All I've just got to think of is Carl and his little fantasy for number 5. Number 6 is Southampton. Number 7 is Wolverhampton Wanderers. And number 8, as you can see on your screen right now, is Manchester City. Manchester City have won the Carabao Cup. I think was it 3 out of the last 4 years? Or 4 out of the last 5 years, something like that. Obviously, Liverpool won the last year.
Trophy as well.
Yeah, I think it might actually. Who did he beat? He beat Arsenal in his first year.
Mancini's first trophy.
No, it wasn't Mancini in the FA Cup. Pellegrini beat Sunderland and beat the Magnums.
That was a screamer by Yaya Toure, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think everybody was a Manchester City fan that day. I remember watching it going, come on, City. Surely they can't lose to them not down the road. But yeah, obviously it's obviously really, really exciting. Literally, Jurgen Klopp's just talking about how great Newcastle United are and that they should basically face Charlton in the next round of the Cup. That's basically what he's saying on my screen right now. Remember, Shay Given is doing the draw for the television company that Lee works for, Sky. So very, very soon, they're just about to go on into an ad break. When they come back, they will be doing the draw as well. So the next couple of minutes, Jamie Carragher's just talking about how Newcastle are mint as well. Honestly, you couldn't write this this afternoon. There are 1,600 of you watching this right now. We are very, very close to this draw. Get in your comments. We'll read a couple of comments out now, Lee. What are people saying?
Smash that like. I've just put the graphic on. We've got a few different. We've got Brighton fans in here. Chelsea fans are amongst us. Carlisle fans are amongst us. People are saying they'll take Man United at home as well. Man United and Bruno will smoke Newcastle, says Naheen. So he's a Man United fan. Where can you watch it? Stay tuned to this stream. We'll give you if you can't get a live stream anywhere else, we'll be bringing you who we have. Andy James has gone to say, well, as long as we don't get Man City or Man United, there's a very good chance of making the semis as well. I think Nottingham Forest away will give Carl a semi as well.
We
all want a semi. We all want a semi. Get those likes going as well, please. We can't wait for this draw to start. Obviously, we're like a kid at Christmas, honestly. But as well, I think the big thing is that some people are saying, I just want a home draw, Carl. I just want a home draw. Is it paramount for Newcastle to make it through at the semi-final? If it is a home draw, has to be a home draw?
I think it's the more favourable opportunity for us to do so, especially if we don't get Charlton. And I don't mean to just dismiss Charlton, of course, because anything can happen, and they've done very well to get to where they are. But you know, where we are, you'd expect.
Question for you then, Carl. But in that League Cup game, do you weaken the side against Sheffield Wednesday and prioritise that cup game?
In the FA Cup?
So you've got Sheffield Wednesday. Do you put your weaker side out, not weakest, but weaker, and then prioritise and go full strength, knowing you've got Fulham? Because I would.
I think it's difficult for you not to do that, especially with the opportunity that we've got. But I can't put past Eddie Howe going full strength in both of them, to be honest.
I don't think he will. And the reason why I say that is because the games are coming thick and fast for Newcastle. There's so many games now. And I know people are saying Newcastle aren't in Europe, but let's put it out there from, I'm going to say the Leeds game, then Arsenal midweek. And then you've got the cup game. And then the cup game in the League Cup is the midweek. And then you've got Fulham. Potentially a replay against Sheffield Wednesday could potentially be the next game after that. And then you've got Crystal Palace. And then Crystal Palace after that. You can see where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I think it's like I mentioned before. We can't be naive in thinking that we are going for Europe now. That is the goal of the season. So if it's via the league or via the Carabao Cup, those are the two things that we're going to be focusing on. So, I mean, thinking of it from that perspective, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we field a weaker side in the FA Cup.
Question again for you. Full of questions, Nate. If I offered you, whoever we're getting the draw here, a win on that midweek, and we lose to Fulham and jeopardise a possible spot, would you take it? Like a possible European spot?
I would.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
Because I think it's because we're in the quarterfinals. Yeah. We're not in like the third round or the second round. It's the quarterfinals, and I think that's probably the biggest thing from that is we're so close now. We're touching distance away. You know, we've seen teams, no disrespect, Swansea City win this competition. Wigan won the FA Cup not a million years ago.
Blues when they beat Arsenal in the
Birmingham
final.
City, yeah, they beat Arsenal, and that was on the telly today. I was thinking, wow, that was only 10 years ago or something.
Femi Martins,
the former Newcastle man himself. Just a quick one. If you're ready for the draw, it is in the next couple of minutes. Just a recap on the numbers. Number 1, Charlton Athletic. Number 2, Leicester City. Number 3, Manchester United. Number 4, Newcastle United. Number 5, Nottingham Forest. Number 6, Southampton. Number 7, Wolverhampton Wanderers. And number 8 is Manchester City. If you're not a Newcastle fan and you're in the comments, do you want Newcastle to win this competition? Because obviously there's a lot of conflicts in regards to Newcastle.
Assuming you're a neutral.
Assuming you're neutral and you don't support, any of the 8 teams that are left in the draw. Do you want Newcastle United to win it? And tell us why if you do.
If you don't, who do you want to win it? Interestingly as well.
Yeah, let's do a quick one on that. How do I get a membership? Underneath this button, there's a join button. And you can join straight away and you get more and more exclusive videos. So have a look. It's underneath, says join underneath this video. 99 pence. Perfect Christmas present. Perfect little stocking filler. A lovely video of me and the dog yesterday in the car. Just a quick one, Carl. I just want your opinion. I don't want to jump the gun and say Newcastle are definitely going to make the final. But if they do, how many people do you think are going to be trying to get a ticket? Because it's pretty much sold out against Bournemouth. It was only because Bournemouth didn't sell their tiny allocations because we didn't hit 52. We were just a tiny bit off that.
We were having this conversation, weren't we, about an hour ago, thinking, like, worrying whether we're going to get tickets as season ticket holders, and how it's going to work. But and that's when I was trying to understand how many season tickets are available at St James's, how many go to general public, etc., how much go to the media. But surely there's going to be well over 50,000 people trying to get a ticket. Surely.
More than that, surely, Lee.
Yeah, I think people will go down without a ticket as well.
Yeah,
I think there'll be loads.
If I don't get a ticket, I'll be doing that. 100%.
Yeah, just to be part of. Because what if we win the cup? It's going to be where were you when we win the cup? Where you're watching the telly? Where you're at Wembley? I think more people will try to get a Wembley, even if they can't get in, because there's all them. What do you call it? Where they watch the England games on the big screen on the way to Wembley.
Fan parks and stuff.
Yes, on the way there's a box. I forgot what it's called. V box. I can't remember.
Box Wembley, isn't it? Something like that.
Something like that, where you can watch the games. Will be in there. It's just to be part of the day because there'll be celebrations or commiserations. Let's hope it's not that. So I think there'll be tons and tons of fans trying to get in. And I think, could you imagine, man, the city centre? Because we're in the city centre. It'll be absolutely mental.
So that's another thing, though. Like, because of how Newcastle is as a city, I would rather, obviously, if I can't get a ticket, I think I'd rather be with everyone up here than outside Wembley, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think you're quite right. I think there's going to be so much demand.
That'd be nuts.
There'll be so much demand. Like, it'll be absolutely ridiculous if you get a ticket. Well done to you. If Newcastle get that far, look, we're still a couple of games away from that. We have got a new YouTube member, Lee.
Yeah, we have. Thank you very much, Nat Manklov. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Welcome to the YouTube membership, just 99 pence. You will get videos of Mr. Greenwood, Mr. Mulliner, who they've got on their special podcast. So celebrities, ex-footballers, journals, comedians, and you'll get 2 or 3 videos of me a month as well, exclusive of what's going on in the world of our channel.
Yeah, so please subscribe to Newcastle
and the Discord,
and the Discord, of course, as well. So please subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV as well, because that'd be greatly appreciated. Any help we get, we'd absolutely love it. Look, Pep Guardiola is just talking to Sky right now. He's basically saying, look, it was a great result against Liverpool, but we don't want Newcastle at St James's Park in the quarterfinal.
Joke, he's probably saying that.
I think. Do you think? Honestly, amazing. Honestly, Catalan's amazing, right?
We will be the team that he doesn't want to play.
Do you think Pep Guardiola will say? Do you think Pep Guardiola will go, out of all the teams that are left, don't want Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I reckon you can get over them. I think we're stronger than Man U right now. Right now, we are.
Man U's best team against Newcastle's best team. Who wins?
It's a 0-0 draw.
No, Newcastle.
I think Newcastle at St James's for sure. I think that's so important. I think even if we do get Manchester City,
another member.
I just think Eddie has got layers and layers and layers of tactics, different scenarios. I just think he's that tactically astute that I think.
Is he different gravy? Cole?
He is, mate. He's
kind of gravy.
Oh,
Bisto.
What's the best? Bisto is obviously the best brand, but what's your favorite?
Other brands are available.
Beef. What?
You're asking a vegetarian, are we?
Oh, I would say chicken actually.
KFC gravy.
Oh, unreal.
He's the KFC gravy.
It's honestly, it's the
gravy, just the basic red box gravy guys will do for me.
Philip Ray, welcome to the YouTube world of Newcastle
Fans
TV.
To the gravy train.
Hey, welcome to the gravy train. I like it, Carl. It's working. It's working. Yeah, so Pep Guardiola is just finishing his press conference with Sky, and then they'll probably go to break, and then they'll probably do the draw. So that'd be great. Who is the new member, Lee?
Rankos with a number 4. I will find you. I've just seen it pop up.
With a number 4, because we're number 4.
Because we are number 4. Number 4, baby.
There we go. Thank you very much for also joining us. Just 99 pence, just now under £1.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It helps us keep going as a channel. So thank you very much for the 3 that have sub before. People are singing tell me ma in the comments as well.
We won't be home for tea. Because we're going to, where we're going, Carl?
Wembley.
No, we're going to Nottingham Forest.
Wait, who?
We're going to the City Ground. That's where we're probably going to go. Yeah, look, I think it's going to be interesting. Look, let's go for the numbers once more. Charlton, number 1, ideal for Newcastle. Leicester, number 2. Is that a tricky one if it's at the King Power? Potentially, Carl, isn't it? If that is the draw.
Yeah, you know they've still got a very strong side. Leicester, obviously, they're not having the greatest season. We spoke about the likes of Tielemans, etc., who were very close to probably signing and people like that. It's Again, I'm not overly worried, but it's always going to be a more difficult fixture away at the King Power. What's that?
Carl's just looking at the comment.
What's the comment say?
I just want to.
Cole just wants. Yeah, he does, Connor. He does. He really does.
It's true.
Look, he's a happy person in a relationship. Is our Cole.
It's all right to have a look every now and then, isn't it?
No wrong with looking. Number 3, Manchester United. Last won the League Cup under Jose Mourinho, and they beat Southampton by 3-2. Zlatan Ibrahimovic with a late winner. Number 4 is Newcastle. Newcastle have never won the League Cup. They have reached the final. They lost to Manchester City.
No, I wasn't born.
No.
Before you bring it up.
No. Me and Carl definitely weren't born. Lee was thought about.
I was nearly my age, man.
No, he's not, man.
He is, man.
Carl's only 30.
And the rest.
I'll take that. We'll leave it at 30. That's fine.
30 plus VAT. There you go.
Yeah.
Jason, thank you very much for becoming a member. As I said before, 99 pence. You'll see some exclusive videos. You probably get about a month, anywhere between 5 to 15, probably in between that bracket. Exclusive vids for you guys at the public, didn't see.
Jamie Carragher is just talking about this game. This game's finished nearly an hour ago. He's probably saying something in Scouse of, look, mate, we just want to see Newcastle draw Charlton. Something like that. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking he's saying. Number 4 is Newcastle United. Number 5 is Nottingham Forest. Number 6, Southampton. Number 7, Wolverhampton Wanderers, not too far from Mr. Muller. I know you're watching. I know that's the game you want. I know that's what you're going to be watching on telly because Carl's already bagged you the ticket. And number 8 is Manchester City, of course. What else can we talk about? We can talk about Leicester on Boxing Day, can't we, Lee? You're going to that game. Can Newcastle win and go second temporarily for a couple of days?
Oh God,
it's mad just saying that, isn't it?
I'm saying that because Manchester City play 2 days later. We're only 2 points behind them.
That's ridiculous.
It is absolutely mental that we could be sitting second on Boxing Day, which is mad. Leicester are the start of the season off horribly wrong because obviously Brendan Rodgers was twisting on that he wasn't back. And I didn't think he was back, to be fair. You obviously got, what's that Belgian lad? Fiat. Got him in. He looks all right, but they're starting to come up the table. I fully expect Leicester to hover around 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere around about there. I think they will be safe. I think they probably need to replace Vardy.
I think Leicester might be between 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is that like a Steps reference?
It's just a song reference, I think.
So it will be tough. I think there'll be goals in it. Is Harvey Barnes available?
Yes.
Because I think he's a talent. He's a talent as well. I know everyone goes on about Maddison. I think he's a great talent, I think I'd love to see him in the Toon shirt. But it'll be a tough one. And do you know what? If I think we should go there with confidence, but if I come away from the ground with a point, I wouldn't be too disheartened because they're on the up.
Do you think, Carl, Leicester's biggest weakness are the defence and goalkeeper?
Goalkeeper's awful. Sorry, Carl, but
I would argue yes. So there's like this one. When I look at them and I think that they've got strong players, the majority of those players we're talking about are attacking players. You like Harvey Barnes, Tielemans, Maddison, for example. Vardy's not finished; he's almost there, but he's still got a good goal. He's still got a goal in him. So yeah, I think defensively it would be their weakness. And as Lee said, the keeper is Pony.
Yeah, he is Pony. Josh will definitely know what that means. Yes, look, I am basically telling Sky right now, do this bloody draw. Everybody's wanting this draw. We don't need to talk about Man City, Liverpool. What
did I say to you? Should we go live later?
I thought 10 o'clock was like late.
Yeah, I know.
It's said 10:30. It's now 11:15.
People just trying to hook everybody in, man.
Exactly.
Get them audience figures up. Come on.
Exactly. Well, Jamie Carragher's just said, Mark, come on, let's get the draw started because I want to see who Man City face. I want to see Man City take on Man United and Newcastle take on Charlton. I know, Jamie. I know. I feel your pain, son. I feel your pain. Lee, Leicester, Leeds, Arsenal are our festive fixtures before Sheffield Wednesday in the Cup. How many points will Newcastle get?
I got this horribly wrong in October. November? Was October? November.
October.
And I'm pleased about that. I think it will be a few rotated because the games are fairly close. Not as much as the last few years. However, Leicester, a point. I reckon we can beat Leeds. Arsenal. That's the toughie. I'll be optimistic and go 4 to 5 points. I don't know about the Arsenal game yet.
Just before I ask you, Carl, The draw is happening in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Stay tuned. We will have it on our screen for you this evening.
Should get Steve doing a little voiceover doing that, to be fair. Stay tuned on Newcastle Fans TV. Steve doing it.
Wait for the soccer draw coming up.
9, Johnny. We'll get 9 points.
9 points. Just before I ask you properly. Remember Donald Trump did a draw, like a League Cup draw?
Remember Rod Stewart?
Oh,
Scottish one. He's mortal. Have you seen it?
You haven't seen the Rod Stewart one?
Oh, he's a go after this video. Go on
It's
YouTube.
unreal.
Rod Stewart does a Scottish FA Cup or League Cup draw, and he's hammered, and he's going.
I've not seen it. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Number 6 Celtic take on number 8 Rangers. Honestly, it was ridiculous. But next 2 to 3 minutes will be the draw live. Nearly.
Colin saying, "Hurry up, my battery's about to die."
Exactly.
Someone said to hurry up, we've got work tomorrow. We haven't got any control over it. We're sorry.
Carl, look, 4 to 5 points is what I think as well. I think I'd take a point at Leicester. I'd take a point for 100% against Arsenal. Leeds is probably the one that you think we need to kind of win.
I'm going 9 points, mate.
9 points.
9 points.
He's had now to drink. He's had now to drink. He's just in a great mood.
I am in a great
9
mood.
points. We haven't won this. I'm
just very confident in what we've got. I am. Bear in mind that Gabriel Jesus is out for Arsenal as well.
Yeah, so probably being Cat. Yeah, you remember?
I fancy us. I do.
Thank you very much to H.
I bet they're worried about us going to them as well.
I think it's the 5, 6, 7, 8 reference. That's why H has become a YouTube member.
A couple of donations coming through here.
Yeah, get the donations. Thank you so much for all your donations. If you can like this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you subscribe to the channel,
legend.
The draw
Michael
is in the next 2 minutes. Is the donation with a message or
Michael just donated 45 quid. So thank you very much,
mate.
Michael,
that will get me 2 dances at Hooters and some wings. You legend.
You just paid for his night out with Nottingham. And Steve has donated another tenner. Disrespect soccer, Steve. SMH. Give me City at home. Let's do it.
Let's do it. The numbers for the draw. One more time. Number 1, Charlton Athletic. Number 2, Leicester City. Number 3, Manchester United. Number 4, Newcastle United. Number 5, Nottingham Forest. Number 6 is Southampton. Number 7 is Wolverhampton Wanderers. And number 8, it's Manchester City. We're literally about a minute away from the draw. Shay Given, the man, the myth, the legend, is doing the draw with Mary Earps, who obviously was part of the England Lionesses that brought it home. Unfortunately, Gareth Southgate couldn't because Harry Kane hit a penalty over the crossbar, but we'll forget about it. Forget about it, Johnny, because Newcastle are taking on Leicester on Boxing Day, and we also have a League Cup draw to get through. We are nearly there for this League Cup draw. Carl, who do you want and why?
I want Charlton away.
Away?
Yeah, I do. I want Charlton away.
Not at home?
No, I quite fancy an away day at Charlton.
On a Tuesday night?
Decent allocation. Yeah, why not? Why not? You're driving.
You're paying the hotel. Then.
I've just seen Kendall and Keg on a Sky Sports advert saying Charlton away. So I'm taking their word for it. Lee, who do you want?
Charlton at home, obviously. But I'll take any Leicester at home, Southampton at home. I'll give us a home tie, basically. Avoid City. I'll take Man U at the worst case. So
basically anybody but City.
Yeah, effectively.
Right. The Carabao Cup draw is about to start. Manchester City have won. They've beaten Liverpool by 3-2. They're just showing Nathan Ake's goal. And I was right. It was Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion, the best player in the Premier League, bar Bruno. So that is an interesting one. They're just going through some of the goals now. Charlton beating Brighton on penalties. Funny goal scoring celebration. Yeah. Just showing Eddie Howe's Newcastle beating Bournemouth. Marcus Rashford getting a goal for Manchester United. Please,
underneath Michael. Underneath the
Michael,
video.
Yes, Michael underneath. But again, please like this video. Please subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV. The draws, Shay Given. I can see Shay Given.
This is the most excited you've been on it.
I know, because I can see Shay Given. He's one of the best Newcastle players we've ever had. It's Emma Saunders doing the draw for Sky Sports. We are so close. We can see them.
Almost touch it.
They can almost touch the trophy. look, could you imagine what the scenes would be like if Newcastle won a trophy? And it'd be absolutely incredible if you can just for that just moment. You've seen the scenes in Buenos Aires where Argentina.
Did you see that and stop the tour?
Had to stop the tour. That'd be like Gray's Monument.
Someone jumped on. Two people tried to jump on. One got on, one fell off.
That would be like Gray's Monument at Newcastle. I'm telling you, it'd be absolutely incredible. Forget about the Christmas markets. Newcastle bringing a trophy to the market. That's honestly, it'd be amazing. Shay Given 637 appearances for 8 clubs. Majority of them, of course, in the famous black and white for Newcastle. He's basically just said,
Smash
look,
that subscribe button as well.
Yes, again, listen to Carl. Smash that subscribe button. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Shay Givens basically just said, look, I really enjoyed my time at Manchester City, but I'm a Newcastle fan and I'm a Newcastle legend, so I want Newcastle to win the cup. Honestly, I'm just knocked my nose off the mic as well, so apologies if there was a little bit of an echo on that. But yeah, the numbers again: number 1, Charlton; number 2, Leicester; number 3, Manchester United; number 4, Newcastle; number 5, Nottingham Forest; number 6, Southampton; number 7, Wolves; and number 8, Manchester City. Again, the quarterfinals will be played the week commencing the 9th of January, which is between Sheffield Wednesday on the 7th and Fulham on the 15th of January. We are ready for the draw. Here we go.
So excited.
Who will Newcastle United face in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal draw? Smash the like button, subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV as the draw is literally just about to start. Shay Given has got his hand in the container. I'm keep on hitting my nose off the mic. Here we go. Shay, get ready to start the draw. Mary Earps is there as well. She's a Manchester United player, of course. She did unbelievable for England Lionesses in goal. She was on the actual press conference table. But here we go. Shay Given has got the hand in the container. Who is the first team out? The first team out is number 3, Manchester United at home at Old Trafford. Mary Earps plays for Manchester United. Who is she going to pick out to face?
Number 8.
Manchester. Everyone is hoping for number 8. Fingers crossed for number 8. Who will it be? It is going to be number 1, Charlton. What a draw for Charlton Athletic. Manchester United. Of course, Manchester United are going to get Charlton.
We've spoke about it.
We did. It's the hot and cold balls, I'm telling you. So Charlton, you will be making the trip to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United. Fans. Exactly. Enjoy that day out. Next, Shay Given has picked out number 6, Southampton at St. Mary's.
This is going to be us.
St. Mary's, Southampton.
It's another night in the bed, in the car.
What? No, we'll take the van.
Number 6 is Southampton. Mary Earps.
Come on, 8.
Who are you picking out? Everyone's hoping for number 8. It is number 8, Manchester City.
Take that.
Southampton beat them.
So far, Manchester United versus Charlton, Southampton, Manchester City. Shay Given has picked out number 5, Nottingham Forest. Will Carl get his wishes? Will Carl get his wish? There are 3 teams left: Newcastle, Wolves, and Leicester. This could be more ideal for Newcastle, believe it or not. It is Nottingham Forest. It is number 7, Wolves. So it's going to be Newcastle Leicester. Is it going to be at St. James's or is it going to be at the King Power?
Give us a
Come on, Shay. Do it for us. Make sure it's at St. James's Park.
This is just trying to get Madison to us in January, isn't it? That's what they're trying to do.
Here we go. Shay Given has picked out number 4.
We're at home.
Come on, we're at home. Newcastle are at home to Leicester City.
I'll take that.
In the Carabao Cup quarter-final. It is a home draw. That is the most important thing. Leagues praying. Get a like for that. A like for Newcastle having a home draw against number 2. Thank you, Mary Earps. Leicester City. So let's recap the draw. Manchester United versus Charlton. Southampton versus Manchester City. We've got a bit of a Midlands derby as Nottingham Forest take on Wolves. And Newcastle versus Leicester City at St. James's Park. That will be the week commencing the 9th of January. Carl, your immediate reaction, please.
Not unhappy with that at all. We obviously play them prior to that. I'm good I didn't get hooters, but no, we get to see them beforehand as well in a competitive fixture. So it gives Eddie time and the team more scope to have even more of a look at them. Again, yeah, I think that's a positive draw. I really do. All that matters, like you said, is a home draw. I don't think it's too early to be having one eye on the semi-final, but it's definitely, we're definitely edging towards it.
What do you make of it, Lee? Is it what sort of draw do you make of it? Is it an ideal draw? I think it's a tough game though. It's a tough game. Let's give Leicester some respect. It's a tough game.
It's a tough game. We'll obviously play in this 4 days' time, so it's dress rehearsal. But I said to you, give us a home tie and avoid the 2 Manchester clubs, especially City. I'll take it. So I'm delighted. I'll probably give that draw an 8 out of 10.
It's going to be an absolute cauldron at St James.
Look, we wanted Charlton, but Charlton come out straight away. Man United are laughing. I mean, they're in the you would think that they're in the semis. And then let's hope we're all Southampton fans as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leicester at home, it's a great draw, that. St
James's Park's a fortress already. We've got competitive games coming up, and rolling into that game, like Leicester players are going to feel the atmosphere. It's going to be massive.
I think Leicester will think, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
They'll be thinking, not Newcastle. Away as well. Look, at home might have been a bit different kettle of fish. Leicester, of course, let's give them the respect. They've won the FA Cup. They've won the Premier League in the last God knows how many years, which is still remarkable.
I think the fans are going to play a massive part in that game.
Let's make sure the atmosphere is absolutely unbelievable.
You have Newcastle on TV or something like 8 games in a row. That might get selected for TV.
I don't think it will.
Because we'll have 1 game each night.
I think it will
be one game each night.
My betting, Sam Milner, I think Man United Charlton is a shoo-in because Charlton
the upset,
and I think it'll be Southampton Man City because of Man City being away from home. There's a chance for an upset. I'm not too sure if Newcastle Leicester will be picked. I would be slightly.
It's 9 in a row.
I'll be slightly surprised. The only reason why it couldn't potentially Man City play on the Sunday, but Man United play on the Friday. So, in terms of the FA Cup, I'm just thinking there. Who Leicester got in the FA Cup?
I'm just laughing at how far it's Charlton for London for the Man U fans.
Exactly.
Great comment.
Exactly. It depends who Leicester have got in the FA Cup as well, but I would imagine Newcastle will probably want that game played on the Tuesday or maybe the Wednesday because
I'll find out for you in a couple of seconds.
Because on the Wednesday, kind of like halfway call between the Sheffield Wednesday game and then the Fulham game because the Fulham game's live on Sky Sports on the Sunday.
Gillingham away.
So Leicester have got Gillingham away
12:30, yeah,
on the Saturday.
Gillingham away, yeah.
Well, if both teams are playing on the Saturday, maybe Eddie Howe's Newcastle might want that to be a Wednesday because they're playing later on. I would whatever Eddie Howe wants.
What do you think Leicester's mindset will be? Because, like you said, we've got the Premier League and this to focus on. We might not be that vested in the FA Cup potentially. Are Leicester going to look at the FA Cup and think, let's have a try?
I think they've got to target the cups because I think the league, they're not going to qualify. They're not going to They're not going to qualify for Euro Pro League position. It's got to be the cups for them. I think they'll take it quite seriously.
I think you'll play strongest team, but Newcastle's strongest team against Leicester's strongest team, Newcastle should win.
Should do. I agree.
At St James's Park.
Yeah.
We haven't conceded a goal in the first half since Wolves.
It's ridiculous.
That's an incredible start. Like for that, please, if you don't mind.
Lost 1 game this season, and it was an arguable decision, wasn't it? To be fair.
Look, the only thing that I will say, if it's a draw, go straight to penalties. That might benefit maybe a Southampton Man City, for example, because if Southampton can keep it to a draw, they haven't got an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah,
they can go. You never know what happens in penalties.
Yeah.
Bazunu has an unbelievable game in goal for Southampton. It saves like 3 pens. That'd be mint. But in terms of Newcastle Leicester, you've got Nick Pope in your goal. Fancy your chances.
Do Leicester look to do that? Because the way that we've been playing with the high press, and obviously, teams are looking at that and thinking how they can counteract that at the moment. And Bournemouth almost did a good job of that in terms of sitting and maybe looking at the counter attack. Is that something that Leicester do? Do they look to play a low block and look for a draw and take it to penalties, or do you think? Because I don't think if they go toe to toe with us, I think we open it up.
I think that's what Eddie Howe will want as well. I don't think Leicester will play 10 behind the ball like Bournemouth did at times, in my personal opinion. But look, it's really, really interesting. It is a great opportunity for Newcastle to progress to the semi-final, which then really does open it up. Because
so I'll ask you the question then: do you weaken the side against Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think if the draw was Charlton at home, there was an argument that you could, no disrespect to Charlton, you could make a couple of changes, not many, but a couple. But Eddie Howe's taking this tournament very, very seriously. I'm just buzzing that it's at St James's Park. I really, really am. I think that is a real game changer. I think if it was Leicester away, you'd be thinking,
especially our record as well. St James is phenomenal.
It's unbelievable. It really, really is.
What a week that is, man.
Yeah, what a week. Sheffield
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Fans looking into it, you think you've got Sheffield Wednesday away, then you've got
Leicester, and then
Leicester
Fulham
on
in the Prem.
Cup. It's like 2 cup competitions in January. It's like, what's going on?
Good luck for everybody trying to get tickets. That's all I'm saying. Good luck to everybody trying to get a ticket for that game because, again, I think Leicester might take a few more fans than Bournemouth. No disrespect to Bournemouth as well. But just a recap for the draw. Manchester United versus Charlton was the first draw out. And that was followed by Southampton versus Manchester City. Then it was Nottingham Forest versus Wolves. A bit of a Midlands derby, Carl, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Forest v Wolves.
Forest is Midlands, is it?
Yeah, it's East Midlands, isn't it? Yeah. So
the Morgan Gibbs White derby, which Lee will be buzzing about, and then finally, Newcastle are at home against Leicester City on the week commencing the 9th of January. I would imagine it will be either the 10th or the 11th of January, which is the Tuesday or the Wednesday evening. Hopefully, Newcastle can progress because that would be absolutely unbelievable. Carl, out of those 4 games, who are the 4 teams going through?
Newcastle. I would love Charlton to cause an upset, but I don't think they'll be able to. So I'll go Manchester United.
Got to be Man City, that one, isn't it?
I'm going to play devil's advocate and say Southampton. I'm going to do Man City. And then Wolves beat Forest.
What about you, Lee?
Man U, Man City. I'll say Forest for the upset card. And I'd say us as well,
I agree with Lee. I think the two,
that's a first.
both I know, the 2 Manchester sides, Nottingham Forest and Newcastle United, I think will be the last 4. Get your comments in. Who do you think will go through? Can Newcastle United reach their first semi-final of a cup competition since 2005? Where they lost to Manchester United. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the next round if we get through. But it has been absolutely brilliant. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV. My thanks to Carl. My thanks to Lee for all his hard work as well. Newcastle have drawn Leicester City. It's going to be nervy, but Newcastle surely can think they can get the job done. Have a great evening. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you at Leicester, ironically, on Boxing Day. Thank you very much.